If I told you Manchester United legend David Beckham almost went to prison because some kangaroos lost their lives, you would probably argue. As bizarre as this might sound, Beckham was this close to getting thrown behind bars because he wore a pair of boots made of kangaroo leather. Well, he had to choose between going to prison and letting go of a pair of boots he spent a while anticipating. In the end, this boot was banned from football. Interestingly, David Beckham's banned boots are not the only banned accessories in football. These are the 15 most banned accessories in football. Brazil's third jersey. Brazil was looking forward to the 2014 World Cup just like the rest of the world, but they were hosting, so maybe they were more interested in this tournament than any other team. Everything was in place, including their jerseys. However, something tricky happened. The Brazilian national team had already signed a contract with Nike, who were pumped and ready to produce the much-needed result. Nike could have played with yellow and blue and still come up with something great and interesting, but they decided to think out of the box. They came up with something great and beautiful, but in the process, they messed things up. They produced a black jersey that indeed looked great. However, since it was such a break from the norm from what the Brazilian fans were used to, these fans outrightly rejected it, and Nike had no choice but to cancel the launch of this jersey. Brazil never wore this jersey, and we can only hope whoever designed this jersey for Nike did not get fired. Cameroons' sleeveless jersey. Speaking of banned jerseys, Brazil is not the only team that understands what it means to have a jersey banned. Cameroon also knows exactly how this feels. In 2002, the Cameroon national team won the African Cup of Nations. Interestingly, they played in this tournament with a sleeveless jersey design, and it did not seem like a problem. The World Cup was the same year, and they were looking forward to playing at the World Cup with the same jersey design. However, FIFA did not consider this appropriate, so the jersey design was banned and the Cameroonians had to attach sleeves to their jerseys. Bladed boots. We are not sure why FIFA decided to ban Cameroon's sleeveless jersey, but even a novice can tell why bladed boots were banned. Well, if you are not sure why they were banned, you will be in a moment. However, before we let you in on why a ban was placed on bladed boots, like and share this video. Also, hit the bell button to see similar videos. Moving on. Manchester United legend Roy Keane once got injured in a match and was out for 2 months. Of course, he went to the hospital and a scan was done. The result of the scan was out and there were marks from bladed boots on his shin. Sir Alex Ferguson was crazy as this boot cost him a key player, so he moved for a ban on bladed boots, and as you might have guessed, he was successful. So, bladed boots are a thing of the past. Rings. Another accessory that is a thing of the past because of safety issues is wedding rings. In the real world, wedding rings might be harmless. Unfortunately, the same cannot be said about Planet Football. You see, football is very physical and intense. Also, footballers move their hands a lot. This in itself is supposed to be harmless. However, before the ban on wedding rings, it was not so harmless. Footballers could literally injure one another by simply having a wedding band on. These bands might not be sharp, but they are made of metal, so they could get a couple of people injured. Based on football rules, players that want to show the world how married they are can replace their wedding bands with tapes while on the pitch. Snoods. If you play football at any level, it is easy to understand the ban on wedding rings, but one ban that might be difficult to understand is the ban on snoods. This item, which had become quite fashionable among players in the early 2010s and had been popularized by Carlos Tevez and Samir Nasri, got banned by FIFA while Sepp Blatter was in charge. According to the FIFA boss, players with this item on could end up getting strangled. If you think this ban seems ridiculous, you might want to see the next ban. Pitchside Towels. This is perhaps the most recent ban in football. At the moment, it seems limited to England. We could see it spread with time though. Different teams have their strategies, and some teams seem to be experts at making long, dangerous throws. Now, to make a great throw, the ball needs to be dry, and teams often make use of pitchside towels to do this. It doesn't seem like there is anything wrong with this. However, players in England can no longer do this, as there is now a ban on pitchside towels. The next set of items have no direct effect on the outcome of a game, but they could affect the state of the fans. Nonetheless, the fans will learn to enjoy football without them. Masks. It is not out of place to see a couple of footballers wearing masks. Napoli's Victor Osimhen wears one. Unfortunately, the fans do not have the same freedom as the players so long as masks are concerned. Fans are not allowed to wear masks in the stadium. It might be easy to think of this as being unfair to the fans. However, there is nothing unfair about this move because the aim is to keep the stadium as safe as possible. If fans are free to wear masks, it might be difficult to know who is who, and people could end up getting away with crimes in the stadium. This is quite easy to understand, but the next item is very interesting and its ban is a little difficult to understand. Cardboard boxes. There is really no correlation between cardboard boxes and violence, so why is it in this video? Unfortunately, there is currently no answer to this question. Cardboard boxes were banned from stadiums by FIFA without a clear explanation. But if we are to guess, there is a possibility FIFA doesn't want fans sharing their personal ideologies. As nice as this sounds, it's just a wild guess. Selfie sticks. It might be difficult to guess why cardboard boxes are banned from the stadium, but even children can guess why selfie sticks are not allowed in stadiums.
If you're swinging them around, they can be a little bit dangerous.
Do you want to guess? While they were a thing in stadiums, selfie sticks had a reputation for blocking people's views, and not many people were comfortable with it. That's not all. They could even be used as weapons, and this will not be so great. Vuvuzelas. Just like selfie sticks, it is easy to wonder where all the vuvuzelas went. If you don't know yet, you have nothing to worry about as they've been banned. The vuvuzela went from being one of the most interesting items at the 2010 World Cup in South Africa to an item that will never be seen in a football stadium. If you stopped going to watch matches because of the vuvuzela's noise, you no longer need to worry about this noise. You might want to head back to the stadium to see your team's next match. Beat by Dre headphones. The ban on the vuvuzela perhaps cost a couple of people their jobs. We might never know. But one thing we do know for sure is Sony lost a lot of money because of what Neymar did. What did Neymar do? You see, back in 2014 when Brazil hosted the World Cup, Sony put out a new headphone, and while looking to promote this product, it had a deal with FIFA, and this deal cost $280 million. The idea was to ensure that the new Sony headphone was the only headphone used by players for this tournament. This seemed like an easy thing to do. However, it was Sony indirectly forcing players to use their product. Well, every player got one for free and just had to use this headset. Although the idea of using a Sony headset wasn't bad, players are used to using the best products, and this headset just wasn't as great as anticipated, but no one could speak out. Neymar was a new kid on the block, and he perhaps did not care about the consequences of going against FIFA. He pulled out a Beat by Dre headphone and began using it. This action seemed simple, however, it cost Sony about $1.7 billion. Since FIFA had a deal with Sony, it banned Beats by Dre headphones from the World Cup. Unfortunately, the harm had already been done. Necklaces. 4 years after FIFA's ban on Beats by Dre, there was a ban on necklaces. This ban can be traced to the action of China's Wang Senchao in a friendly between China and Myanmar. Wang came in as a substitute, and instead of focusing on the game, he brought out a diamond necklace from his socks and wore it in the middle of the game. The cameras were focused on him, so he couldn't hide. He mostly got the attention he wanted, but in the process, he got diamond necklaces banned from football matches. Skateboards. Just like necklaces, footballers do not need skateboards. But they are not the only ones in the stadium, so maybe the fans do. Skateboards are not supposed to be a problem, but they could be used as weapons if a fight breaks out, so they're banned from football matches. Flags larger than 2 by 1.5 meters. Flags are not really a problem in a football match. However, when they are a certain size, they could stop other fans from having a good view of the pitch. This is not something that FIFA wants, so flags of a certain size have been banned from football completely. Cameroons one-piece jersey. If there is one team that had a reputation for coming up with odd jerseys, that team has got to be the Cameroonian national team. 2 years after FIFA banned Cameroon's sleeveless shirts, the best design they could come up with was a one-piece jersey. We are not sure what inspired this, but what we are sure of is FIFA also banned it. Thanks for going all the way. So which of these accessories do you think was wrongly banned? Please let us know in the comment section below. Also, kindly subscribe to this channel if you are new here.